Hello, my beautiful rock stars. It's your girl Rocqi, your revolutionary hippie from LifeIsRocqi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Ah, feels so good recording again, y'all. I've taken a year break as I've been with my daughter, and I didn't want her on camera, and I also didn't have the flexibility to just step away and just be with my thoughts. So I'm really appreciating being able to reflect with all of you on some of the lessons of my journey. Whew, and with that, I'm gonna take a sip of water. So, I wanted to kind of share with you all just kind of some ways that I have set up my life to create my sanctuary in my room, to be intentional about my self-care and things like that. So, a little backstory. Feel free to check out my series, Becoming a Feminine Woman series playlist, where it's really, I'm questioning who I am as a woman, who I wanted to be as a wife, who I wanted to be as a mother, but really starting with me as a woman, especially as I was approaching my 30s, I wanted to be the expert on me, right? So I was sitting here in my room the other day, surrounding by my paintings. These are two of my paintings here, and then I have some other paintings. Let's see. So that's just one wall, right? And it's other people's paintings. They're not all mine. But the fact that I'm up here means a lot. So yeah, I'm sitting here in my room. I have tapestries, I have flags, I have masks, I have just all sorts of things, shot glasses. Like I have a lot of art on every inch of my wall space. And I'm just sitting in here like I've created my sanctuary here. And my sanctuary is an art gallery. And it just spoke to how much of an artist I actually am, even before I started painting, really. And that I just love art, visual art in different forms. Like I'm really exploring mixed media right now. And I really like that aspect, just of different textures. But yeah, so I'm sitting here surrounded by art, my art, other people's art, and just thankful that I created the sanctuary of my bedroom. Now, my husband and I having separate bedrooms. His is his music studio, so we both created our sanctuaries. But and that's another another video. But how often do people do that? Especially for their bedroom, where they're waking up, going to sleep, where they maybe spend free time, and it's like making it you, you know. And like for me, I'm a revolutionary hippie. So I got blackity black stuff. I have nature. And then I have color scheme are blue, green, and purple. Which you can't tell by my Costa Rica Pura Vida. Which this is a hammock, by the way. But I just really liked it. And I didn't have anywhere to hang the hammock. So here we are with it as a backdrop. But Costa Rica was if I'm gonna move abroad, Costa Rica is where it's at. But anyways, so yeah, I created something that's spiritually fulfilling for me, emotionally replenishing for me. I have my reading corner here, and we also recorded the podcast here. It's a real podcast. Link in the description box below with my husband. And so yeah, I'm just sitting here in the space and just like, man, I love who I am. And I love that I got to know myself. I got to know what I enjoy as a hobby without trying to make money off of it. Even though I am now a published author, okay? Check me out. The Roots Beneath the Tree, a book of poetry by Ashley Raquel. You know that link in the description box below. Come with it. I'm published. Yes. But anyways. So yes, I'm just enjoying the things that I like to do for me, whether that's writing and reading or dancing. That's one thing I really need to do is take a dance class. A twerking, belly dancing, something where I'm connecting with my womb, my sacral chakra, my ancestors, okay, my hips, my ass, my thighs. Yes, ain't nothing wrong with it. Never be ashamed of it, okay? We are Black women. Connect and heal the trauma within our bodies, because that's a whole different video, but y'all know. Being Black in America, goodness. But anyways, So yeah, so I'm just sitting here, and then I had been looking up events on Eventbrite, and I found another queer speed dating event. But I was like, I haven't had an artistic event in a while. So, oh, that's another thing. Black woman wellness events are like my spirituality. Every time I go to a Black woman wellness event, I feel spiritually revived. Like it pours into me in a way that I did not expect, especially since my spirituality centers animism from indigenous beliefs, Eastern philosophies like Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, Confucianism, and then West African ancestral worship. So just going to Black women wellness spaces, I went to a womb wellness event and I felt such a deep healing. And so that's definitely a part of my self-care, is going to Black women wellness events. And thankfully I have been like committed to going to those, especially within motherhood. That's definitely been one of my things. Like I went to a Black woman healing retreat when I was pregnant. There was a yoni steam, Reiki. I did an affirmation mirror where I painted with some mixed media. They did a foot bath. It was in nature. Like, so we were surrounded by trees. It was so replenishing. Um, and then I also like to go to artistic events, whether we're creating art like painting, or I went to a jewelry making event, which was so incredible because I'm not crafty, but I was doing really well with those. Oh, speaking of which, painting. I have earrings, paintbrushes, and paints because yeah, even though I'm new at this, I enjoy painting. So I would like to call myself a painter. And I always want to be a visual artist. As a writer for majority of my life, I can't draw. So I really wanted to be a visual artist. It's a different part of the brain, part of the heart. So yeah, I'm really enjoying. So this one I did on my own. It's inspired from my pregnancy. And then this one I went to a Black women's art and tea event. So that it was already designed. We just painted it. So that's there. But but yeah, so artistic events, whether I'm creating something or I'm experiencing someone else's art. So when I first got to Oakland, I went to this amazing art event and they had like 3 different live artists. So they were literally painting, drawing, all of that live. Okay. Then there was a projection screen of like somebody's book, which was photography. And then they had like live musicians. Like it was an artistic event and I loved it. Amazing. And then like right before the pandemic, I went to this jazz event and they had jazz musicians at a barbershop. It was so love. So that's part of my self-care that I love doing. And then also, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and happiness coach. So anything within that realm, within wellness, mental health, psychology, is definitely, whether it's professional, educational, like seminars, workshops, conferences. I love that. I love to learn. So I love that aspect as well. I was really diving deep into that when I first got to Oakland. I was going to events with Dr. Joy DeGruy, author of Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, and then Dr. Wade Nobles, who's one of the leaders in Black psychology, and then Dr. Amber McZeal, who's doing Decolonizing Our Psyches. So I was really diving into all of that and learning everything. I loved it. I haven't been to that kind of event lately. I think just the Black women wellness has been educational enough for me to be okay. And I'm also like learning a lot now that I'm working again. So like I've had to take CEUs and I have to create some training. So I got to learn that way. So I'm not feeling unfulfilled in that aspect, but I do need some artistry. And then I do need, I found a cooking event for like a Habesha vegetarian cooking event. So a cooking class. So I really want to do that. And I appreciate the artistry as well as the science behind cooking. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm intentionally scheduling me time of things that I enjoy, that I love doing. I'm finally back in the gym. Oh, bruh, it's been 2 years because I stopped going to the gym right before we got married just because my schedule got way too hectic planning the wedding. And then I was pregnant and morning sickness took me all the way out. And then I was like big and I was like, well, it might just be a wrap. So, and then I couldn't go while my daughter was very dependent on me with breastfeeding. So I'm back in the gym going once a week, But just having that time away by myself feels good. Like, yes, I enjoy taking care of my body and working out in that way, but just the time away is helpful. Um, so yeah, so I'm working out. I'm And it speaks to my 5 core values, well, 6 core values that I use to find my life partner. Intellectual, okay, so that's the educational, professional, wellness events. Artistic, as you can see. And then also spiritual, definitely spiritual. Being in nature is a lot of that for me. And I haven't, like, I take walks to the library when I'm going with my daughter, but I haven't been in nature in a while. I should center that. Um, yeah, I should center that. And then a big kid. I like to have fun, comedy. Don't really feel unfulfilled there because I feel like I'm laughing a lot with my daughter. She's hilarious, as well as with my husband. And then a commitment to growth. So those are my core values, and I feel like I have manifested my life, so that's an ongoing thing where I'm investing myself in those ways. So I'm not sure what I'm going to call this video yet. How to create your sanctuary, how to invest in yourself, how to practice self-care, something around that. But the biggest thing is being an expert on yourself, exploring yourself, understanding yourself, then becoming an expert on yourself, and then doing it. Okay, it's one thing to know. It's another thing to practice, right? So the fact that I'm doing it, like I know who I am and I'm doing it. And that just makes the 30s so much better than the 20s when you're trying to figure it all out. Yeah. So I'm 32, just living comfortably in who the fuck I am. And part of that is cursing. I've had to stop cursing because I don't want my daughter to be cursing. And bruh, I love the expression of language in that way. So yeah. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm doing all of this while my daughter naps, and she stayed down, and I'm able to be slow in my thoughts and not have to rush. I miss being high too, bruh. Because I'm breastfeeding, so I'm not trying to do that, but we gonna get back to that too. And then I can have high reflections, as those who are on my channel know. That's what I usually be doing. But this moment feels good that I was able to take this moment to record and just reflect freely without a time constraint and without her voice and cries. Just to be by myself. Bruh, motherhood is challenging. But I definitively can say in this first year, I have not lost myself. And that's because I schedule my self-care. Ever since I think she was 4 months, I started going out, and it used to be with her. Like, I think the first event that I went to with her was a Black moms breastfeeding support group, and we were at a park. So there was nature, there was Black women, we was talking about motherhood and breastfeeding. So that was very, very fulfilling. And I think another thing I realized in scheduling my me time is I can't do virtual events anymore. Like, I was doing it during the pandemic. Like, I definitely didn't let that slow me, and it was definitely helpful in that time, but I can no longer do it. I have to be in person. There's a different energy that we carry socially when we are in person, that just fuels me, and I need that now. Virtual is no longer enough. So that was something. I think I went to a postpartum virtual group, and it wasn't enough. Like, I need to be in person. So usually once or twice a month are my scheduled me times where I go out to events. But other than that, I just have to take my me time at night when my daughter's sleeping. So being able to take this moment while she's napping in the day and be in my room is such a moment of peace. So make sure you are taking care of you. And let me know how in the comments below. Light and love.